Hello lovelies, and welcome to today's video. Today we will be discussing the phases of the moon and how to teach them to our little ones. So, to start, as they age, you can inform them more and more in depth. For example, a toddler, you would most likely just want to say, this is the full moon, this is the waxing, etc. You could point out to a toddler and a young child the moon and how full or small it looks. You could maybe give the names of the different types of full moons, new moons, maybe give a little more information as they grow out of toddler into being younger children. But as they get older, you can start explaining what it actually means. Help them chart the moon each night and maybe even color code it so that they can see the differences in where we are in the moon phase, moon cycle. You can start explaining what the phase means, how it makes you feel, what the energies that each phase brings. For example, like waxing is creating an intention. Teenagers, of course, can understand all of it, so you can pretty much give them everything in detail, give them your Wiccan or Pagan books on moon cycles, astrology, moon phases, all of that, and they can figure stuff out on their own. But all ages, make sure that they understand the importance of the cycles and what it means to us as Wiccans and Pagans. And even if they decide as they grow to be teenagers that they don't want to follow the path, that they understand that the moon phases, moon cycle, still has an importance on the energies of the universe and this earth and everything in it. Allow them to celebrate with you in any capacity that they can that is age appropriate. As I said in my first Pagan video, you can always have them involved in a ritual or something like that, or you can create maybe perhaps a small little ritual or celebration with the toddlers and younger children so they can get an idea before doing your larger ritual or meditation or whatever it is that you particularly do on each phase of the moon that is important to you. As they grow it, you can teach them about the herbs, the oils, candles, spells, rituals, and meditations correlated to each type of full moon and each type of new moon, as well as the waxing and waning, so that they can start, by the time they're teenagers, doing these things on their own. Also, I think it's, as I mentioned before, I think it's important to, even at the toddler stage, start getting in their mind the different names or the main names under the Wiccan ideology or Pagan or whatever it is that you are, what the names are. Now I'm just going to list the Wiccan ones for the purpose of this video. January is the cold moon, February is the quickening moon, March is the storm moon, April is the wind moon, May is flower moon, June is sun moon, July is blessing moon, August is corn moon, September is harvest moon, October is blood moon, November is morning moon, December is long night's moon. And explain what each of those mean and what's different about them. Also, you tie in what astrological, zodiac, whatever you want to call it, sign is that moon. For example, is it the full moon in Scorpio? What does that mean? And what, as they get older, of course, start adding that in. What does that particularly bring? What kind of magic and spell work and energies does that bring about? Same with the new moon. And of course, there's always the instances where there's might be 2 full moons, or it's a super moon, or some like a black moon or a dark moon, whichever you particularly call it. Some go by calling them the pink moons, things like that. I mean, there's various names. It's all about what you feel comfortable about. I just use this list for a basic example. As for crafts, here, as you may have seen in the image for this video, I had my daughter back in September when we had a black moon, September 30th, a Friday, which is obviously tied to Lilith, which is important to me. And it was her painting some artwork. It's all like ripped up, and along with all her other artwork, but this is just an example of things you can do. And she wasn't even at like full toddler stage at that point. She was only 14 months old. I mean, some could say that's a toddler, but as you can see, there's like 3 pentacles and a moon, and there's glitter, and there's rhinestones, and there's pearls. Just have them have fun. And she did it with her hands, and it was something to do. So other ideas that you can do. Make moon phase art that they can hang in their rooms or around the house that can remind them of the different phases and what they look like and what they mean. This can be done with simple paint and paper or glitter, rhinestones, feather, etc. You can even use like aluminum foil for the moon. There's so many creative ideas that you can use. You can even make a mobile where it's hanging and you see all the different phases, I think is a pretty cool idea. Just get creative with all ages as they grow and learn to understand. Maybe they can start keeping a journal when they get to be around 9-10 years old, like preteen age, where they start to recognize their own feelings during each phase of the moon during the cycle, and see if it starts to correlate, like how are they a little off, are they feeling a little more moody. They can start journaling themselves. Depending on the moon phase, you could have them write intentions, desires that correlate with the energies, and you can either burn in a cauldron and ask the gods and goddesses and guides to manifest, or you can save what they write on your altar or their altar to try and manifest and put it out there. Of course, if it's a rebirth thing, like a new moon type thing, or if it's something that they want to let go, get rid of, burning in a cauldron, like things that they don't like about themselves that they want to change. If they're older, cauldron would be best. But yeah, have them decorate their altar depending not just on Sabbats, like we've talked about before, but also on the moon phase. That might also help them, and maybe what gods and goddesses correlate to that phase of the moon, as well as that particular moon. For example, when we discuss the full and new moons, each one is different than the month priors. In the description box, I will put a link to a phases of the moon craft ideas for each age. It is from a science website, not from a Wiccan or Pagan one, but it was pretty cool nonetheless, and I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of get them started in the idea of the moon phases and moon cycle. So, I also, while looking for a website to link for craft ideas, as I just said, I came across some book ideas to teach various ages about the moon. Now, these are ones that I saw over and over and over. I will also make the list below as well. For infants and toddlers, the one I saw the most often was Good Night Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. Otherwise, overall, I saw What the Moon Looks Like by Franklin and Branley, I believe it is. The Moon Lady by Amy Tan. The Moon Book by Gail Gibbons. When the Moon is Full by Penny Pollock. Thanking the Moon by Grace Lynn. Where the Mountain Meets the Moon by Grace Lynn. New Moon by Pegi, Deitz, Shea. Wings Across the Moon by Linda Hargrove. What I like about the descriptions that I saw about these books is that some are about about just the harvest moon, some are about new moon, some are about full moon in general, some are just about moon phases, some are just about seeing the moon and how it illuminates for younger children. If you have any book recommendations, craft recommendations, or other ideas to teach toddlers, young children, older children, teenagers about the moon cycle phases and what everything means, please put it in the comments below. The next video will be on Sunday, which will be discussing clean eating and cleansing for the pineal gland, third eye for empaths, witches, and psychics, and everyone else, but that's what the title's gonna be. So it won't be a pagan parenting video. But if you did like this video, please subscribe if you have not yet, and press that bell button so that you get reminders, notifications, and check out my links and store. Please share, and I'll see you next time. Love you all, and bye. Blessed be. Have a great week. Bye.